Hello, welcome to this update. We have Hurricane Beryl there. It's now a 145 category 4 still, so it has weakened a little bit, but still a major hurricane. And then we still have these tropical storm warnings and these hurricane watches in the southern coast of Haiti and Dominican Republic. We had a lot of rain there, gusty winds from the system nearby, and it's about to make landfall in Jamaica today. So there's a major hurricane, so very dangerous major hurricane making landfall today, and it's already affecting there. The wind field of tropical storm force winds are already in the eastern side of the island, so very dangerous storm already affecting, and will pass just to the south of the Cayman Islands as a major hurricane, so hurricane warnings for them too. And then they have this as a hurricane making landfall in the Yucatan, and there are hurricane watches in the Mexico part of the Yucatan Peninsula, some tropical storm watches in northern Belize there. So yeah, and then they have as a tropical storm into the Gulf of Mexico and potentially even turn into a hurricane there in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. They make landfall in northeastern Mexico and very close to Texas. So let's see here. So please be careful in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, being shelter in place already. So these are the tropical storm force winds probabilities and arrival time. So more than 100% in Jamaica, maybe the southern Cayman Islands, but most of the Cayman Islands are further north in like the 70 and 80%. So then still some high probabilities in the southern coast of Haiti, and even the northern coast of Honduras like 5%, and Belize, northern Belize like 40% already, or more, and in the Yucatan it's already at 60% and something there. There are some probabilities for the coast of Texas, Mexico there. So by Jamaica, it will be making landfall shortly, around Wednesday between 8 and 2 p.m. So the eye might pass just south or right over the island. So we will check that in a minute. But let's see here. The earliest tropical storm force winds and the forecast tracks from the hurricane models here, going, most of them have just south of Jamaica, going through the Yucatan into Mexico and potentially Texas. So we gotta watch that. And let's see here. We also have this tropical wave. It's not organized, but it's almost entering the Eastern Caribbean there, and it might bring some occasionally heavy rain and gusty winds there to the Eastern Caribbean, and this has still a window to develop there, but very low chance. So let's Charlton storm activity remains disorganized in association with tropical wave located a couple hundred miles east of the Windward Islands. Development, if any, of the system should be slow to occur while it moves quickly west-northwest around 20 to 25 miles per hour across the Caribbean Sea. Regardless of development, gusty winds and locally heavy rainfall across portions of the Lesser Antilles today, so be careful. 10 and 20% chance of development there. So let's see some more stuff on Hurricane Beryl here. So I showed you the tropical storm force winds probabilities, but let's see the hurricane force winds probabilities. So the highest probabilities are just south of Jamaica, but very high for Jamaica too, and going into the Yucatan there. So please be careful in Jamaica, and the Cayman Islands might have some. Let's see here. This is the 50 knot plus wind probability, so very high for Jamaica, parts of the Caymans are going into the Yucatan and the Gulf. So let's see some key messages here. Devastating hurricane-force winds, life-threatening storm surge, and damaging waves are expected in portions of Jamaica beginning this afternoon and in the Cayman Islands early on Thursday. Residents in this area should listen to local government emergency management officials for preparedness and or evacuation orders. Life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides from heavy rainfall are expected over much of Jamaica and southern Haiti through today. Barrels forecast to remain a hurricane while it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula and Belize late Thursday, where hurricane tropical storm watches have been issued. There remains a certain track intensity forecast bearing the Western Gulf this weekend. Interested in the Gulf of Mexico should monitor the progress. So let's see what they have for the rainfall potential. So they have some 8+ inches locally, part of southern Haiti, and some 12+ inches locally in Jamaica, especially eastern and southern Jamaica there. So let's see. For the Yucatan, they already have some 10+ inches locally too, and the Cayman Islands, a lot there. And here's in millimeters if you want. And low confidence is this area there. So let's see what else. Let's see the key messages in Spanish there, for who doesn't understand English. Se esperam vientos devastadores com força de huracão, marejada ciclônica que ameaça a vida e olas destructivas em proporções de Jamaica y a partir de esta tarde en las Islas Cayman, temprano el jueves en las Islas Cayman. Los residentes de estas áreas deben escuchar funcionarios del gobierno local y gestión de emergencias para órdenes de evacuación o preparación. Se esperan inundaciones repentinas y deslizamientos de tierra por fuertes lluvias que amenazarán la vida en gran parte de Jamaica y sur de Haití hoy. Se pronostica que Beryl permanezca un huracán cuando se acerque a península de Yucatán y Belize el jueves por la tarde, donde han emitido vigilancia de huracán y tormenta tropical. Permanece incertidumbre o pronóstico de la trayectoria e intensidad de Beryl sobre el oeste Golfo de México este fin de semana. Intereses en el oeste Golfo de México, principalmente partes de México y Texas, deben monitorar el progreso de este sistema. Vale, so let's see here what else we have. Here's the wind field and the warnings. So let's see some winds here. So from the Euro, it shows some gustier winds from the tropical wave in the Eastern Caribbean there, and then crossing into the Caribbean by later. But today shows like 100 kilometers per hour in some areas. No, sorry, 53 kilometers per hour. 49 in Barbados, like 47. Not very high winds, but could cause some larger waves and some small craft advisories. So let's see, some 45 kilometer winds. And let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, these tropical waves moves west, sorry, I don't know what's going on today, moves west, and then some gustier winds in the ocean near the southern coast of Hispaniola by Friday. And let's see, Friday, Saturday, yeah, and then later on Sunday next week we might have some gustier winds in the central southern Caribbean there, but yeah, nothing big. So then from Barrow there, passing over Jamaica, the very strong winds, and this model is a little bit lower on the strength than it is now, so this wind will be stronger there, I think. So let's see, more strong winds in Belize and the Yucatan, especially northern Belize, through the Yucatan there by Saturday and Friday, starting on Thursday, late Thursday, and then in the Gulf of Mexico there by Sunday and Monday, going into Mexico. so it might have a little bit gustier by next Tuesday in parts of the Caribbean there. Let's see, some waves very high there with Hurricane Barrel, and then in the Eastern Caribbean today a little bit bigger waves because of this tropical wave, but nothing big, around 3 meters, and yeah, nothing very big, around like 2.5 meters and 3 meters in some of these islands. But be aware too, in case of small craft and those things. So barrels causing lots of swells too, going south, north, east and west. Still very damaging waves in Haiti, in the Dominican Republic, and the southern coast of Cuba should get a lot of rough surf too, so be careful there. And almost all of the Cayman Islands will get some tremendous waves, more than 4 meters, 5, even 6 meters I think is possible. So be careful in the Cayman Islands. Small craft should stay in port, and let's see, the hurricane passes and these waves go away, and then the bigger waves by the Yucatan later, and then there in the Gulf of Mexico again, especially by Mexico there, but maybe in Texas too, depending on where this goes. So let's see here for Jamaica, some very damaging waves today, more than 6 meters, and as this model is weaker here, I think these waves might be bigger, so be careful in all of the areas there. Maybe in the south it's a little bit better, but if the hurricane passes to the south, it will be worse there in the south. So let's see. And we still have this area in the Pacific, so it's still at 50% in the next 48 hours and 7 days. So they say a short-lived tropical depression could form in the next day or so, while it moves northwest toward 10 to 15 miles per hour and remain offshore the southern coast of Mexico. So let's see here. So please be careful with this hurricane, and probably most models are indicating that the actual center of the hurricane will pass just south of Jamaica. But then if that happens, the worst conditions will be over southern Jamaica, because the northern eye wall could pass over there, and the worst hurricane conditions are in the eye wall there, so please be careful. And let's see if I can show some models here. Wait, here, so let's see, this is the latest satellite imagery. Let's see some other tracks. They have it through the Yucatan, many have it going to the US, but some still vote for Mexico, and some are there going to the Yucatan, and maybe for the US and Mexico there too. And then the intensity guidance is Cat 4, but it's weakening now very much, and it probably, this forecast changes a lot, but probably it will be a Cat 2 when it gets there in the Yucatan, and then a Cat 1 maybe when they showed it in the Gulf of Mexico there. So let's see here. So there's a hurricane there. Zoom Earth is showing a Cat 2 there, but I guess we'll have to see. So let's see here some model now. So this is the the GFS, I think, it has their Hurricane Barrel and takes it into southern Texas there and Mexico, but mostly into Texas there. So we gotta keep watching. And then it has a secondary area of low pressure going to Louisiana and Texas right after Barrel, but they might not be tropical, but it's definitely showing like 996, so we gotta keep watching that. So show some more heavy rain in Central America, another front leaving there, and then the GFS starting to pick up, maybe something else forming there by July 19th, but I'm not sure about that because the environment won't be much favorable. So the Euro has this going over the Yucatan there and going mainly into Mexico. So let's see, the Canadian has it making landfall there in the Yucatan and going mainly to Mexico, but might affect Texas. And right after it goes, it has the secondary area too going to Texas there, bringing a lot of rain by July 9th. So we gotta keep watching that. And let's see the Eastern Pacific. So the Canadian kind of forms that, but like very short-lived. So might not last long. Just like they said, that the Euro kind of forms a low pressure, but might be short-lived tropical depression, but not much. And the GFS too, something very short-lived there, but not much. During accumulation, in the next 24 hours for the Eastern Caribbean, more rain there from this tropical wave. It could be heavy in a spot or two, but nothing big, around 28 millimeters, 23, 32, 16, and further north, not much, 0.5, yeah, not much, maybe a teeny bit in eastern Puerto Rico there the next 24 hours, but it's mainly the central southern Caribbean here. More rain into Trinidad and Tobago, around 14 millimeters in some area. Tobago too, like 18. Grenada there, 26 millimeters in the Grenadines. Yeah, Barbados around 21 in some areas. So just be aware there. In the next three days, it rises a little more, or only a teeny bit more, and finally for the for northeastern Caribbean. So next 24 hours and next 3 days, more rain there for the northeastern Caribbean. The next 3 days, and even Puerto Rico, some more, southeastern Puerto Rico there, and the Virgin Islands, some more too. So in the next 3 days, the EU has some more in the Dominican Republic, in Haiti a lot, especially from this system, and Jamaica there has a lot, more than 234 millimeters there in Jamaica from this hurricane. So please be careful. 201, 213, 230. So please be careful. Next 24 hours it's a little bit less, around 100, around 210. The next 3 days around 253. The next 5 days around 273 in Jamaica. So it's a small difference between 3 and 5 days, but most of this will be with Hurricane Barrel. So please be careful. So you can see that it crosses Jamaica, and then in the next 5 days, it has a lot of rain for those areas of the Yucatan, around 190 millimeters, 160, 100 millimeters, and crossing right through the Yucatan there, and then further north a little bit too, and depends if it takes this exact track, because it might go further north or something. For Belize here too, around 61 millimeters, 666, 49. It depends on where you're at too. 52 in some islands down here, around 62. Further south, 66 millimeters. So more rain in Belize there. Be aware. In Guatemala, some more rain, and especially southern Honduras. Like most of Honduras will have rain, but in southern Honduras it could be heavier, more than 120 millimeters. In most portions of Nicaragua, shows a lot of rain the next 3 days, the next 5 days especially. So more than 114 in some areas in the next 5 days. So be aware, Nicaragua, especially Costa Rica there. There's these areas in central southern Costa Rica, around 134 millimeters. Then as you go further north, northwestern Costa Rica especially has more than 157 millimeters the next 5 days. So be careful there. Let's see, next 3 days like this, most in these areas here. Then next 5 days like this. So be careful there, and in Nicaragua too. In Panama it's a little bit better, but still more in some areas, especially northeastern Panama. So let's see, from Mexico, more in these areas there, in central northern Mexico, southern Mexico some more, especially there with the hurricane. And as this gets closer, there'll be more rain in northeastern Mexico. Take a look at the next 10 days there. So it shows a lot there because of this hurricane the next 10 days. So we'll keep updating this, but please be prepared. Alright, so let's see. Something else for Cuba, a little bit more in some areas too. The Bahamas, some showers, Florida, Turks and Caicos. And let's see, something else. Maybe some temperatures. Hot in some areas, around the high 20s and even 30s in some areas. 31 Puerto Rico, 32 Celsius in Cuba. Yeah, hot. And let's see, something else. And this is it, I think. So stay safe in Jamaica from this hurricane. Please stay safe. Be careful in the other places in the Caribbean with rip currents and high seas from the swells of this. And stay safe in Cayman Islands and Jamaica, please, and start getting prepared in those other areas. So we'll keep updating this.